guys, today I figured I'd show you how to fillet a flounder. We went out to a pier, caught some nice snapper and this nice flounder and a couple of sharks, so we're gonna get into it. So basically it's pretty easy. You're just gonna make I like to make a more slanted cut up and around, and then you're going to need to follow the little line that runs down the center of the fish's body, and just all the way down to the tail. And you want to make sure you have a really sharp knife, so don't be afraid to keep sharpening if you need to. Alright, so it's going to make like a T. And now that we've cut all the way down to the bone, we're just going to start on one side and just fillet down the ribs. It's a really flat fish, as you can probably tell, but you're just going to fillet down the side. And some people only get 2 fillets off of these. I get 4 because there's a lot of people don't know that if you flip them over and do the same thing on the other side, there's meat there too. So now that you're done filleting, you can go ahead and just cut right along, and you have yourself a nice flounder fillet. So there, you just want to go back, turn them, do the same thing on the other side. And you know you're doing it right when you can feel all the little bones as you fillet down. And make sure your fish has been on ice. It helps out so much. And just fillet down. And it's pretty basic. You do the same thing with stingrays a lot of the time, but that might be coming up in a future video. And there's 2 fillets, and a lot of people might just stop there, but really if you flip them over just like this, I like doing the same little cut there, and on the back side you can really see that line that goes right down here. You're just going to want to fillet it all the way down, follow that line, and just make a little cut right down there. And the bottom side normally doesn't have quite as much meat, but it's still a nice little batch of meat, and there's no point in wasting it. So just pretty basic, just fillet all the way down. If you're not feeling the bones when you're filleting, that means you're not quite cutting it correctly. You should be able to fillet and go and hear that sound. And that means you're getting all the little bits of meat out from under there. And they're a little bit on the bottom, they're a little bit skinnier, but decent amount of meat. That's one perfectly boneless fillet on the belly. We'll go ahead and get this last one. Same thing. Just fillet down those bones. Make sure you hear the clicking as you hit the bones. And yeah, it's pretty easy. And just cut all the way down and cut it off at the tail. Right there. There's another nice boneless fillet. So go ahead and toss that to the side. And if you look here, you can see these are the 2 bottom pieces, and then these are the top pieces. A little bit smaller, the bottom pieces, but it's a decent amount of meat. Why waste that? So yeah, I know a lot of people who don't know about the meat so in the bottom, and they only get the top fillets. And yeah, make sure you get the bottom fillets. There's a decent amount of meat down there, and it's all good, perfect flounder meat. make sure if you accidentally do cut a couple of the bones, to just cut those out, just like that. And yeah, there you go. You can just feel them, and they're pretty easy to skin most of the time. They can be a little bit slippery, so they can get tricky, but you just want to skin them just like any other fish. Make sure your knife's really sharp, because that can ensure whether you butcher it or not. You want to get as much of the meat off as you possibly can. So one thing that also works is if you take like a beer bottle cap to push down with, it grips the meat really well. So you just want to do it like any other fish, and just fillet down. There you go. That's all skin, no meat left, and now you have your nice fillet, boneless, skinless fillet of flounder meat. So we can go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. And make sure you have a really sharp knife for this. And you want a knife that'll flex pretty easily. That way it's not too stiff, and you can mess up when you're skinning them sometimes. And there you go. Those are the top side fillets. Just nice size, boneless flounder. And the belly flaps, I normally just leave the skin on because it's a pretty skinny piece of meat as is, but if you want to fillet them, it's normally a little bit trickier because they're a lot skinnier. So, but yeah guys, that's basically it. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video for more videos, and comment below if you have any ideas of what I should make a video on next. See you next time.